If you have a lemon, turn it to a lemonade. From How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. Narration by Riazul Islam Khan. Here is an interesting and stimulating story of a woman, and she lives at 100 Morningside Drive, New York City. During the war, as she told me of her experience, my husband was stationed at an army training camp near the Mojave Desert in California. I went to live there in order to be near him. I hated the place. I loathed it. I had never before been so miserable. My husband was ordered out on maneuvers. I, the Mojave Desert, and I was left in a tiny shack alone. The heat was unbearable. 125 degrees in the shade of cactus. Not a soul to talk to but Mexicans and Indians, and they couldn't speak English. The wind blew incessantly, and all the food I ate and the very air I breathed and the very air I breathed were filled with sand, sand, sand. I was so utterly wretched, so sorry for myself, that I wrote to my parents. I told them I was giving up and coming back home. I said I couldn't stand it 1 minute longer. I would rather be in jail. My father answered my letter with just 2 lines. 2 lines that will always sing in my memory. 2 lines that completely altered my life. Two men looked out from prison bars. One saw the mud, the other saw the stars. I read these 2 lines over and over. I was ashamed of myself. I made up my mind I would find out what was good in my present situation. I would look for the stars. I made friends with the natives, and their reaction amazed me. When I showed interest in their weaving and pottery, they gave me presents of their favorite pieces which they had refused to sell to tourists. I studied the fascinating forms of the cactus and the yuccas and the Joshua trees. I learned prairie dogs, watched for the desert sunsets, and hunted for seashells that had been left there millions of years ago, when the sands of the desert had been an ocean floor. That's it. Note from the narrator. I could have carried on narrating this script any further, but deemed it necessary to end it now. See how daring, How sensible and admirable Mrs. Thompson to have a lemon turn to lemonade. Thank you for your time.